Oh, like it's your fault. I'm sorry, my tree. I blew. Oh gosh. Well, let's get started. So settle in and just breathe for a few moments. As you turn inward, I want you to think of one of the yamas, Satya, which means truthfulness. And I think it's really about finding your own truth. So when your thoughts and your words and your actions all align, then you're living your truth. And if you're living your own truth, then you're also being truthful with those around you, and people trust you. Sometimes it takes work. Sometimes one day we feel like, yes, we're being authentic ourselves. The next day, maybe not so much. But every time you take a moment and turn inward, it helps you find your personal truth. And please bring hands to heart center. When you're living with Satya, you're sure to see the grace in yourself and in others all around you. Just lower your hands, open your eyes, and come on down to a child's pose to start. Just sit on back. And if you don't have your arms stretched out long already, stretch them out. And step them off to the left of your mat, your hands, that is, and shift your hips to the right. Just feel a little lengthening on that right side body. And then switch to the other side. Coming on back to center. Just slide forward to all fours and start working through some figure eights. Loosening up anything that needs to be loosened up. And then switch directions. And then pause. And just extend your left leg and come onto the ball of your left foot. Stretch through your calf a little bit. And then just roll your foot to the left. So you come on the little toe side and then roll forward. So you're kind of stretching your ankle. You're on the top of your foot. And then maybe to the inner edge. And back to the ball. Just do that a couple times. You can switch directions or go whichever way feels like it needs more. Good. And then pause. Check in with your core and lift that left leg up. Try not to shift. Think really strong core. And maybe add the right arm if you're feeling stable. Good job, you guys. And then just swim that right arm back by your hip. Try not to lose your balance. And sweep it back forward. And if that feels like you're stable, do that a couple more times. Draw your low belly up. One more time. And then bring the hand down, bring the knee down. Curling your toes under. So walk back to your heels. Sit back on your heels. I'm going to put a blanket under my knees. Shake your hands out. Maybe a shoulder rolls. Loosen everything up. And we'll come on down to that all fours. Now, another thing you can do is come on to your fists with your thumbs forward if your wrists are getting sore. So extend the right leg now and just stretch out your calf and then do those little ankle rolls. You can learn a lot about yourself doing different movements. And then pause, lift that right leg up. See if you shifted. See if you can engage in your core a little bit more. Add the left hand or left arm. Think long back of neck. And then swim that arm back by your hip and forward. Two more times. You're feeling stable. And pause. Bring the hand down. Bring the knee down. And just tuck your left knee in behind your right knee. And then stretch your feet long. And then just shift back and forth a few times. You'll feel it in your hip. My right knee lifts when I shift back. Keep your hips square to the front though. head and then unwind and we'll switch. Now you just tuck the right knee up in behind the left and shift back and forth. And then unwind. Make sure your hands are right under your shoulder or your wrists are. Curl your toes under, knees are hip distance. Engage your core and lift your knees an inch or two. See if you can hold that and extend the right leg. Bring that one back in. Hold that, extend the left leg. And if it's not possible, it's okay. And then lower down. That takes core strength. Go ahead and sit back to child's pose. And you get into your glutes a little bit there. And then make your way back to all fours. Bring your hands forward a little bit. Curl your toes under. Lift to downward facing dog. Notice your shoulder engagement. Maybe shoulder blades on the back. You feel like they're kind of down. Broaden your clavicles. And just walk your dog out. Now, tip your feet a little bit wider and maybe the toes turn out a little bit in down dog. And then just walk your hands back as you bend your knees. You'll come to kind of a deep squat here. You can go as deep as you want into it. Yeah. Feel like a frog. I've been hearing the frogs. A little bit wider angle so you can feel it more in your inner thighs. And then walk back out to that downward facing dog. Bring your feet back to hip distance apart. And just come forward to a plank. And hold that for a couple breaths. Now you can lower your knees to lower down or lower down through a plank pose. Come to cobra when you're ready. So think head and shoulders lift. Maybe engage the hands, lift a little more. Lengthen everything out. Full breaths. And lower down. Push back to a child's pose. Keep your hands where they are. And then coming up, just curl the toes, lift to downward facing dog again. Just walk your feet to the middle of your mat. Walk your hands back to your feet. You'll have to bend your knees and come to a forward fold. Just see how you're feeling there today. Good job. And then bend your knees slightly. Tuck your tail around your low back as you slowly start to come up around your middle back. And your upper back. And come on up to standing. Good. Stretch your arms up. And bring hands to heart center. Fold forward again. This time, pranam. Exhale, fold. And then this time in a big sweep with a straight back. Come on up. Hands to heart center. Good. Take a little bit wider stance, not real wide, just maybe to the edge of your mat. Your toes turn out slightly and stretch your arms up again. Just interlace and press your palms up. And just arc to your right. Take a breath there. And come on up and arc to the other side. It's easier to feel weight in that opposite foot as well. Good. Come on back. Undo your hands. Bring hands to heart center as you do. Squat down. And I want you to think, okay, my knees tracking straight over the toes. And my sits bones aiming back a little bit. Am I drawing my low belly up? Good, because we're going to do this a few times. So on your next inhale, push up. And exhale, sit, chair pose. And keep going. No cracking going on today. I think if you go slow and are really mindful and think, I want to use all the muscles on the front and the back, it works better. Think long spine. 2 more. Last one. Hold for a moment. And then press up, stretch your arms out, and bring them down. Good. Grab one block. We're going to do that again, but we're going to bring that block under our right foot. So you want your left foot and your right foot to be in the same plane, but your right knee will be bent, right? So we're going to do squats like this. It's just interesting. Try and think, I want to keep the hips level as I squat, okay? So try it. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, squat down. Notice. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Try and keep those hips square so your right knee's bending more. Four, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Woof. Burn, baby, burn. Switch sides. I promise we'll get them stretched out again. So make sure your feet are kind of in the same plane. Hips stay steady. Stretch the arms up. Hands to heart center. 1, 2. Don't let that right or that left hip lift as you go down and up. Keep your low belly drawing up. Draw the pelvic floor up as you press down. 6, I think. 7. One more. Hold at the bottom. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come on up. Ooh. Come on off the block. And just bring the blocks for to the front of your mat and bring one on either side. We'll just kind of stretch things out a little bit. So inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold. And just stay for a moment. Whatever you need. And then step your left foot back to deep lunge. And just lift and lower the heel a few times. Again, just being mindful. Your right knee's above the right ankle. You're going to notice if you shifted your hips one way or the other and just kind of square them up. Keep that. Keep your left hand on the block. Sweep your right arm up and open up to a twist. Hold steady as you sweep back down. Good. Lower the back knee. Hug to the midline. Everything hugs in, even the back heel as you come up. And then stretch up Anjane Asana. One more breath where you focus on your breath. And on the exhale, touch down. Lift the back knee. Big step forward. And then step the right foot back. Deep lunge. Lift and lower the heel a few times. Feel that nice stretch. Notice if you shifted. Straighten everything out. Keep the right hand on the block. Sweep the left arm up for that twist. Gorgeous, you guys. And tracing back down. And lower the back knee. Hug everything to the midline. So you're not just dumping into the hip flexors, you're actually lifting out of it. And then you can always just, with your breath, feel a nice stretch, but you have that muscle engagement. One more breath. And touch down. Good. Lift the back knee. This time step back to a downward facing dog. Notice your shoulders. Notice your spine. And then extend your right leg so you're in a 3-legged dog. And then bend the knees. See if you can find that muscle engagement and round your upper back so you can step that foot through to deep lunge. Good job, you guys. Maybe you'll have to bring in the blocks to the higher height. You're just going to shift your hips up and back, lift that back heel to straighten the right leg. And I always ask myself, am I shifting my hips here? Can I keep them square to the front? And then can I really engage that pelvic floor lifting all the way up so I feel a nice long neutral spine all the way through the top of my head. And it feels safe then to maybe stretch a little more. Pyramid pose. Maybe allow a little more stretch through your heel as well. Good. And then bend into your front knee and step back to downward facing dog. And we need to even that out. So extend the left leg and step it through, just thinking I want that core engagement to help me. Good. And then feel that. Maybe lift the right heel high, lift the hips up and back, finding that drawing up and lengthening, maybe folding deeper, maybe stretching through the heel a little deeper. And then bending into the front knee. Step back to downward facing dog. Go ahead and lower your knees and just set the blocks off to the front for a moment. Work through some cow and cat. And then now that you've got that stretched out, think I want to keep a nice neutral spine, engaged core, extend the right leg back again. Bend the right knee and don't allow, flex your right foot. Don't allow your spine to move at all. You're just going to lift, kind of give little pulses with that right foot and knee and just activate the glutes and hamstrings as you do it. So just little pulses up and down. The spine's not moving at all. You're just holding it steady. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend that leg. And then 3 times you're just going to draw that knee in towards your nose as you round to a big cat. And then extend it back out. We'll do that 2 more times. So round a lot. Really feel like you're pulling the belly button back. Like you're moving through oatmeal. Last time. And this time I really want you to hold. Draw up even more. And bring the knee down. Find that neutral spine again. Extend the left leg. Remember, you can come to fists too, because we've been on our wrists a lot. That works. Bend the knee. Flex the foot. Just notice if you've shifted your hips. Don't allow the core to move and round. You're just going to start those little pulses, activating the hamstrings, the glutes, keeping that nice long neutral spine. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Extend the leg, and then you're going to do those Knee to nose. Round. Extend it back like you're moving through oatmeal. 2. This time you really do feel your spine moving. 1 more time and hold. Draw the belly button towards the spine. And bring it on down. Good. Bring your hands forward a little bit. We'll do thread the needle just to kind of get out of that. So thread the right arm underneath the left. Give yourself a moment here. And then come on up and switch. And come on up and sit back to a child's pose. This time just bring your hands under your forehead. And then come on up. Grab those blocks under your hands again. And find a downward facing dog. And walk your feet up between the hands. Forward fold. See if you can let your neck relax. And then inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes, just pause there. The truth is, you're all very strong. And inhale, stretch up again. Exhale, fold forward. Step your right foot back to deep lunge. Make sure your alignment's right. Keep your hips square. Come up to warrior, crescent warrior. There we go. Bring hands to heart center. Lean forward a little bit. So you're kind of at the same angle as your back leg. And then take a step forward with that back leg. Now maybe you lean forward even more and let the back leg come up for warrior 3. Good, touch it down. Good. Step it back, clear to deep lunge. Grab your knee and then ground the back foot down. Make your way to warrior 2. I can't see how that transition went. I just thought it might be a nice different angle to feel. Maybe reverse it. Right arm down, left arm up, and then windmill down. Turn the back heel up, step forward. On your next inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Hands to heart center. We got one more side. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back. Deep lunge. Finding your way, crescent warrior. We've done a lot with our hips and legs, so if you don't feel stable, give yourself a break. You can lower the back knee. You don't have to lift to warrior three. Hands to heart center, lean forward, take a little step in, and then ask yourself, do I feel like coming into it? And touch down, step that foot back, ground the back foot down, check your alignment, warrior two. What do you notice? Reverse it. And windmill down. Turn the back heel up and step forward. Bring the blocks forward and come down to a deep squat again, this time with your feet a little closer together. You can just leave the blocks there. See how that feels? And then go ahead and sit back all the way down to your backs with your knees bent. Take a breath. And then just step your feet wide and your arms in cactus and just engage a few windshield wipers. Fill both knees to the right and then up and to the left. And then next time both knees are up and you're evened out, bring the feet to hip distance. Just bring your left ankle over your right thigh. And if you want to, you can interlace behind that right thigh if that's a good stretch for you at this point. We've done quite a bit of hip opening. We really challenged those glutes and hamstrings. So just do what feels like it's a good therapeutic stretch for you right now. And then unwind and switch. Start just simple, and then you can add to if you're wanting more. Least. And then press into your feet, let your hips shift to the right a little bit. And then lift your feet up and let your knees come over to the left side. So you're on your left hip, your right one's almost stacked above. I want you to feel maybe your shoulder blade, your right shoulder blade is able to stay down, maybe not. And then you can either just enjoy this twist, or if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, just touch your forehead with your fingers. I'm thinking I'm just going to lift my head and shoulders up kind of towards my right hip and back down. So it's those side muscles in that twisted position that you're working. So just do 5 of those if you're wanting it. Good. And then bring the knees back up till your feet are flat. And you're going to shift your hips to the other side, so to the left side, and let the knees go to the right. Just give yourself a minute there. You can always put the blanket under your knees if it's, or between them if it feels like too much. Try and relax a bit. And then if you want that challenge, fingertips to the forehead, lift head and shoulders up and down. Exhale when you lift and inhale when you lower. Just do 5. Good. And then bring the knees back up. You're going to have to adjust your hips so you're in alignment, and then just hug your knees in. And just feel yourself press into your low back as you lift your head and shoulders and press your low back down. So belly button towards spine. Maybe lift your sacrum up a little bit so you're rolling into a little ball. Good. And then relax back down. Bring your hands by your hips and lift your legs to tabletop and flex your feet. Now I want you to notice if you have a neutral spine here. That's what I want you to find. So you have a little curve in your low back. You just pressed it to the ground. Now it's away from the ground, but you're engaging those muscles to hold your legs there, right? Now to add just a little bit more, keep that neutral spine. Bring your hands on your upper thighs. Press away and up. Feel like there's a girdle squeezing you on all sides. Some of us are old enough to remember those. My mom wore them all the time. Lengthen through the top of your head. Breathe. Good. And then release your feet to the floor. Bring them side by side. Let your knees open to Supta Baddha Konasana. Bringing your knees up, bring the feet right under the knees, hands by your hips again. Lift to Satu Bandha. So just lift your heart. Stretch out the front body. And lower back down. Keeping the neutral spine, bring your legs back to tabletop. Flex the feet. Bring your hands up kind of to the outside of your knees, but you're just reaching there. And then you're going to think of pressing that low back down again. So lift the head, lift the shoulders, press the low back down, reach for your ankles, press, press, press. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower down, hug your knees in, and then just stretch your legs up towards the ceiling, trying to keep a neutral spine. And make some circles with your feet or flex and point, whatever feels good. You did it. Go ahead and come on down, stretch out for Shavasana. Unless you feel the need for any other poses. Just settle in. Resting in your truth. Allow the breath to relax you, calm you, let you settle in. Notice your skin softening. Bless you. Just relax. I'd like to share a few thoughts. This is from a book by Rolf Gates, but just a few more thoughts about Satya. So Satya is about living our truth. It is that simple. But the point of coming to your truth is a big responsibility of figuring out what your truth is. For some of us, it's a hard road back to our own truth, for we live in a culture in which truth is a rare commodity. Our work environments, home lives, and friendships are often permeated with falsehood. We distrust the slogans of the media, the promises of our leaders, the testimonials of politicians, declarations of business people. Many of us come from families in which appearances are more important than reality. Before we can begin, it can feel overwhelming and we don't really understand what we're trying to do. But we are each possessed of an inner compass. When we stand still in the wilderness and take our bearings, we are able to apprehend the truth about ourselves and about the world around us. And once we start the practice of Satya, we will never want to look back. We have only our suffering to lose. As Plato said, truth is the beginning of every good thing, both in heaven and on earth. And he who would be blessed and happy should be from the first a partaker of truth, for then he can be trusted. As you learn to speak the truth, you will learn to be true to yourself, to all that is best in you. I believe that each of you is pretty good at that already. It does give a different perspective to Satya. Feeling the movement of your breath again. Maybe the movement of the air, maybe the movement of your body as you breathe. Whatever seems interesting this morning. And when you're ready, you can start to wiggle and move in small ways. Eventually hugging your knees in, rolling to the side. Pushing on up. Take your time. Bring hands to heart center. The truth is, you guys did great with all those challenges. Thank you. I thank you so much for being here this morning. Namaste. Oh, good job. Do you feel like you did something? Good. Yeah.
Thanks, Lisa.